Senate in SGBAU Amravati, then member of Academic Council SGBU Amravati, then member of CNET, member of Academic Planning Committee, then chairman of Standing Committee, Standing Examination Committee, member of Curriculum Designing Committee, speaker of Akashvani Jalgaon Nagpur, and again, she have hosted many teams. In addition, we can say that she is an actress, a very versatile actress. She has played a central role in the first historical Marathi movie, that is Rajmata Jijau, and Marathi movie on the biography of Dr. Punjabrao Deshmukh. She is sharing today's session. And may I request Dr. Smita Deshmukh to be the chair and to hold the session. Please, ma'am. Hello, Smita Deshmukh, ma'am. Dr. Smita Deshmukh, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
You may proceed, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much,
good afternoon to one and all. Namaskar.
Very good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon, Anjali ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Really, I appreciate your efforts towards an international seminar and just a very nice piece after this post-lunch session. This is after lunch break.
Yes,
again, I welcome all the participants and very vibrant personality, Shailendra Devadankar sir. And really glad to meet you, sir, once again. And it gives me immense pleasure to introduce
Same here, madam.
Shailendra sir. Hello. Yes, sir. I really feel proud to introduce here and just a dynamic personality like you. That
thank you.
He completed his American Studies, School of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru, New Delhi, JRF, NET, SAT, Political Science, MA Gold Medalist, University at Pune, JNU Vice Chancellor Appreciation Certificates for MPhil dissertation. Just in one breath, just I complete all these things, but he requires a whole, that means his personality, just a very dynamic one. And presently he's working as a director, government pre-IS Training Institute, Amravati, and associate professor at Government Vidarbha Institute of Science and Humanities, Amravati. And actually the positions he held in his life is totally very interesting to know all those things. Principal correspondent, G News, Delhi, news anchorer, G News Marathi, news anchorer, Air, Delhi, then assistant professor with Mumbai University, then associate professor with SNDT University, then special invitation of the VC of Central University of Gujarat to join on deputation. And really gives me immense pleasure to give some details about him, because the participants should know and take the encouragement and motivation from his personality. So I want to be, I don't want to be in brief. I want to tell one thing, that as a resource person for the refresher and orientation courses, he twice selected by MPSC of Maharashtra Education Service. And during his total experience of 15.5 years, I think, working on the so many bodies of the members of studies and public administration, political science, and presently, I think he write, and he speaks some things and very important on the international issues and all that. And so presently, the former member, the 34 distinguished academic bodies at national and state level, he published so many books, edited books, then wrote the article, then number of popular articles are also there. He is a keynote speaker at different national and international conferences, and a keynote address for the national 10 and more than that, and a resource person for all over the world. I'm saying then external referee for PhD thesis from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Central University of Gujarat, and Chandra Chavan University, Kolhapur, then Nanded University. And he again, that means external referee for different universities. So just it gives me immense pleasure once again to introduce sir for your contribution, academic contribution, basically for on that particular topic on this international relations. So I'm not taking that much time. I really feel very glad, very happy to introduce, and I welcome on your important topic, the impact of Corona epidemic on international economic relations. Over to Shailendra Devarankar, sir. Please welcome. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Devarankar, sir. Hello.
Yes, he's online.
Yes.
You are audible, sir.
Hello,
You are
hello,
very much
hello.
audible. You may carry on.
Yes, sir. Good communicator.
Okay. Okay.
Stimulate
Okay.
break after lunch break. And then you have to. Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you so
sir.
much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah.
uh,
You may proceed, Dr. Devarankar, sir, please.
okay. Thank you very much. I hope that my voice is able to communicate to all. At the
Yes, sir.
outset, I'm very
Yes, sir.
much thankful to the convener of this conference, Anjali Thakre madam. And she has organized this conference at a very right moment. I mean, now the entire world is, grappling with the corona pandemic. And now the academicians are coming together to ponder over and working out the modalities that how to cope up with the emerging realities in the post-pandemic world. And I'm extremely thankful to the chairperson of this session, Dr. Smita Deshmukh madam. She has such a fabulous, wonderful words for me. We know each other for a pretty long time. And today, the topic which has been given to me is, the economic implication of corona pandemic on international relations. Dear participants, hello. I know that conducting a session after lunch hours, it's extremely difficult, and that is also when you are working or presenting on such a technical topic. So initially, I had a discussion with the convener, and she allowed me to be a bilingual also, so that it will facilitate to communicate my message to all the participants. So I'll be bilingual. I will use English and then Hindi also. To communicate the message properly. So to begin with, as we all know that this corona pandemic, which emerged in a town like, or area like Wuhan in China, and now it has turned into a global pandemic. I always call it as unprecedented development. I call it as unprecedented development because the world has not witnessed this type of colossal loss of human life since the Second World War. The pandemic the world grappled with was the 1918, the Spanish flu, which claimed almost life of 5 crore people. Then the world faced with the Second World War, but later on, due to the emergence of multilateralism, globalism, the global institutes, we were able to avert the Third World War. Unfortunately, now the world is facing invisible enemy. I call it as invisible enemy. क्योंकि अगर हमने डिसाइड भी किया तो फाइट किसके साथ करें, ये सबसे बड़ा अहम इशू है. So I call it as an invisible enemy. So we are fighting with this invisible enemy. And now there are 193 states in the international community. And not a single state now is escaped from this corona pandemic. The pandemic has already engulfed more than 50 lakh people across the world. More than 5 lakh people have lost their life so far, and it's still counting. And I don't know how long will it go. I'm not a scientist or a doctor by profession. I'm a medicine doctor.
So I'm not able to predict when it will come to an end. But the World Health Organization, now it has almost made it clear that we have to learn to live with this pandemic. And so mentally we will have to prepare. And now there are certain trends and reality at this moment, started giving the indications, and these realities and trends which help us to understand the post-pandemic world, especially this corona crisis, which started an health emergency earlier. Unfortunately, now it has converted into an economic disaster. The Asian Development Bank recently predicted, so far, the corona crisis has total $4 trillion. And now everyone is counting. It's still the process is going on. Even the World Bank, IMF have earlier predicted that this is serious than the 2008 economic crisis that the world faced. What we are all facing in the lockdown, I don't know when the lockdown will get released, but this entire lockdown is taking toll of our industrial corp area. It is taking toll of our migrants also. And this situation is not just confined to India only. Now the same scenario is being replicated.
Hello.
Sir, आवाज नहीं है यार. No sounds.
Hello.
Shailendra sir,
There are some connectivity issue, maybe internet issue. My voice, I hope everybody is getting voice. Hello.
Yes, sir. You are very much audible, sir.
Hello.
You are very much audible.
Okay, thank you very much.
sir.
Sometimes due to lack of internet connection, also I hope the voice is enough louder to reach to the ear of all the participants. So now, just try to get that how does the post-pandemic world will be, and I will begin with very some brief points on this issue. Some glitches due to some internet connection. Is it okay now?
Is it okay, sir? Okay.
Yes, it is okay, sir. You're audible.
Okay.
You're audible,
okay.
sir.
So at the beginning, and unfortunately, there are three very pessimistic and negative traits which are visible at the spur of movement, and these traits are the new reality in the post-pandemic world. And the first is the increasing protectionism among the nations. There are 193 states in the international community, and now almost every state has been embarked on protectionist policies, which is taking toll of the process of economic globalization, which has been become matured by the progress
Shailendra sir, I am Sachin. Your voice is not clear, so is it possible to switch off some just video and continuously you can go with audio?
is the second. xenophobe.
Shailendra sir, please switch off your video, then it will be good.
Hello.
Switch off your video, then audio will be okay then, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you sound
Hello. How is it now?
It's okay then. It's okay. It's okay now.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It is okay, sir.
Talking about the three traits. I was talking about the three named at the beginning. The first mechanism that almost all states in the internationality have embarked on the protectionist economic policy. Now the closed border, now they are resist international trade. Now the flights also. The second trade is the xeno, and this is the people from the other. This and this xeno. And the third one is hypernationalism. And this hypernationalism now is almost on the rise in almost the states. I mean, you take the major powers like in China also. I hope that you are able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
so
sir,
this
you
is the
are visible.
third trait which I was talking about is hypernationalism. This is the hypernationalism. And this hypernationalism is a rise in almost all the major states. I mean, you take the example America, now the Donald Trump, the language using, and the way he's criticizing the China and the blame which is going on between China and America is indicate.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. You're not audible, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Shailendra sir. Hello.
This is Sachin. Shailendra sir might be has a problem.
Okay. Shailendra sir might have some problem. He will be online, but he's talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and has impact on international relations. When he will be online, I will stop, and cause the diplomatic tensions are also there. There are electronic tensions and online tensions are also there. And these relations have been affected due to the tensions and trade and transport and medicine and everything. And I appreciate the efforts done by Anjali Thakre ma'am. In this such a very severe condition also, we are just enjoying this fantastic seminar, international seminar with all of you. And just we are waiting for Shailendra sir once again. Hello, sir. Shailendra sir, talk about the invisible virus. Although you all know the originating in China, Wuhan, and has one of the world's great global equalizer, I'm saying. Because unlike humans, the virus do not care where its victim come from, what is the religion they follow, or what ideology they believe in. All are at risk. And as the economics shut down, the resources are stretched, and international powers and dynamics may be shift in the age of the coronavirus. And sir now talked about invisible virus. He talked about changing economy. He talked about the hyper nationalism. And I think so, this topic, the considering the sheer chaos is stretched and inflicted all over the world. And so this global, we all are become panicked, but I think so, there should be an emotional balance. Early morning, just a very fantastic, we can say the session was there, where to survive, because once birth is there, death is there. We can't deny the reality of life. And so we should follow the rules and restrictions, the code of conduct by social distancing and all that. Sachin, is there any connection between Shailendra sir?
Yes, ma'am. He is online, and I'm trying to tell him to start his session. Dr.
He's
Shailendra
online.
sir, can you hear us?
Hello, Shailendra sir. Considering this sheer chaos, it's totally inflicted upon the global public health. And so this conference is really helpful and fruitful because we are talking on different issues like health, like emotion balance and our physic balance and psychological balance. We're worrying, we're not only worrying, but we are trying to find out the solutions. And now the Shailendra sir will reflect his thoughts on a totally economic system which is dominated by American commerce and Chinese manufacturing. And this coronavirus, this pandemic, and this we are existing in this present scenario, and we just are stretching ourselves. We are just looking when we switch on our television early morning, what just we watch all the different number of you can say the deaths are there, corona patients are there. But by watching all these things, one should remember in our mind, we have to focus. Our own health is very important because air, water, and our health. Air, water, why I'm saying, because the health is important. In the first priority should be given to the health because the world is now shut down, lockdown. We experience a lot. And I think there will be an exchange of the idea of the nature with the man also. Maybe we can think in very positive way. We should look at this present thing, this epidemic and this corona, because this is a totally, you can say this is invisible, but even though it is a dead one, and if this coronavirus gets the opportunity to enter in the human body, then makes all difference. So we should follow. I think the government is doing very good job. Our police are doing very well. Our doctors are doing very well. And when we look at the different things, and एक बात मुझे यहाँ पे कहनी है. Just I want to share in the beginning what sir said कि जीने की होड़ में मरे जा रहे थे हम. जीने की होड़ में मरे जा रहे थे हम. मरने का खौफ हुआ तो जीने लगे हैं हम. ऐसा मैंने पढ़ा. just I see this such type of lines, and just I think that I should share with all of you. And just we are waiting for Shailendra. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. This is Sachin. I just talked with him on the direct line.
Okay.
And very soon he will be join us within 2 or 3 minutes max with the audio section only.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Then ऐसी बात करते करते हमें तो ऐसा लगा कि why are you making our mood off? Anjali ma'am, don't take tension and all that, because we can't help actually online this. Nothing is in our hand. Our destiny is not in our hand. What will happen in future, it is not in our hand. And so जैसा mood हो वैसा मंजर होता है. जैसा mood हो वैसा मंजर होता है. मौसम तो इंसान के अंदर होता है. So be fresh.
बहुत बढ़िया मैम, बढ़िया.
Thank you. So थोड़ा सा fresh होके बात कीजिएगा. No problem. That's it's we are a interesting thing because economic balance. Then अपने जो पढ़ा है अभी कि 91,000 crores का इकोनॉमी का इम्बैलेंस अपना हुआ है. एवरी तरफ हर जगह पे जहाँ पे जाए वहां पे कोरोना की बात हो रही है. और कोरोना की बात करते करते हम ये भूल चुके हैं कि हम भूलते जा रहे हैं कि हमें भी हम जी रहे हैं. अंडर टेंशन क्यों जिए? हम खुद को एक बैलेंस पर्सनालिटी क्यों न बनाए? थ्रू ऑनलाइन अच्छा सा एक इमोशन मैनेजमेंट हम कर रहे हैं. हम फिजिकल बैलेंस कर रहे हैं. हम आने वाली आपदा विपत्तियों का सामना करते हुए खुद को एक रिलैक्स करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. और एक मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि शॉक प्रूफ मेंटालिटी अपने पास होना बहुत जरूरी है. shock profile saying that किसी के suppose अभी neighbor में कुछ घटनाएं घटती है, तो ऐसा लगता है shock, my God, what will happen to me? ऐसा नहीं, किसी को यदि कोरोना होता है, it's just like an infection. It's just like infection. You all know कि टीबी की वजह से more than 4 lakhs पेशेंट्स मरते हैं हर साल अपनी इंडिया टीबी के, ट्यूबरक्लोसिस के वजह से। 1 लाख से ज्यादा रोड एक्सीडेंट से मरते हैं। और अभी कोरोना की बात हम कर रहे हैं कि 30 जान से तो आज तक की कोरोना की बात हम जब कर रहे हैं, तो इस दौरान जो भी डेथ रेट है वो 3% है। तो खौफ नहीं होना चाहिए, मगर अपने दिल में एक बात जरूर होनी चाहिए कि वह टू टेक द सेल्फ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, डिसिप्लिन हमें बरकरार रखना है। स्पीड मत कीजिएगा, थूको मत कहाँ पर भी। When we go on the road, you do something for shopping के लिए जा रहे हैं, कॉलेज के लिए जा रहे हैं, कहाँ पे कुछ हॉस्पिटल्स में यदि एडमिट होने जा रहे हैं, तो खुद का एक मास्क हमें लगाना चाहिए। इतना सारा अभी ऑनलाइन पे हम एपिडेमिक में बात कर रहे हैं, हर से टेस्ट हम दे रहे हैं, कोरोना के अवेयरनेस कैंपेन हर जगह पे चल रहे हैं। यहाँ पे तो हम एक बात करेंगे कि हर एक कॉलेज, यूनिवर्सिटी से लेके हमारे कुलपति साहब जो है मुरलीधर चांदेकर सर है, उनकी पूरी टीम एनएसएस के जरिए हर जगह पे जाके अलग अलग हिस्सों में काम कर रहे हैं। हमारा हर एक कॉलेज, शिवाजी एजुकेशन सोसाइटी का हर एक कॉलेज अपने अपने तरीके से अपनी समाज के प्रति अपना उत्तरदायित्व यहाँ पे बताने जा रहा है। मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ हमारे शिवाजी एजुकेशन सोसाइटी का कि ऐसे सेमिनार्स, वर्कशॉप्स एंड वेबिनार्स के लिए हमें हर दफे एनकरेज हम आप करते हैं। मैं शुक्रगुजार सही में हमारे हर्षवर्धन साहब देशमुख साहब का भी यहाँ पे करना चाहूंगी कि उनके एक पैट्रॉनशिप के बिल्कुल लीडरशिप के नीचे हम सब काम कर रहे हैं। और अंजलि मैम, जस्ट वी आर वाचिंग
मैम, हमारे शिवाजी एजुकेशन सोसाइटी के
सेक्रेटरी
साहब से भी आप ऑनलाइन हैं और वो आपको सुन पा रहे हैं। आप उनका भी उनको भी आप
जी सर, जी मैम, थैंक यू वेरी मच। बिकॉज हमारी मैनेजमेंट की हर टीम, हमारे शेषराव जी खाड़े सर, he always encourage us in every way, and in between when the Shailendra sir join us, I will stop myself. Okay, then please,
yeah, he's audible.
Okay, thank you. Over to Shailendra sir.
Shailendra sir, just unmute your mic and start your session.
Okay. Now, is it okay?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really sorry that there was some internet connection issue. So now
sir, just there is international relationship. We are having our human relationship. Thank you.
Thank you. Since we have such a dynamic chairperson today, so she was able to manage the show before I again rejoined the show. And I hope that now all you people are able to hear me properly. So I apologize again, and then again I resume my talk. I was talking about some emerging negative trends at the outset, and the first trend being the protectionism, that almost 193 states due to this corona pandemic have embarked on the protectionist tendencies, and now they are resisting the international trade, they are resisting the international flights, they are resisting the immigrants. So this is the first very negative reality that we will have to face in the post-pandemic world, that the world will be more and more inward. I mean, see the irony of the situation, that the corona has become the global pandemic, and now, I mean, the way corona is becoming the global, the nations are becoming, inward looking. And now this is a paradoxical situation what we are facing. And now they're casting blame on each other for this creation of the coronavirus. And of course, I mean, the scuffle between America and China is well known. I will come down to that issue little later. So the first negative trend what we are witnessing is a protectionist policies of the nation states, which is taking toll of the process of economic globalization. The second important negative trend, what we are witnessing, is xenophobia. Xenophobia is a term for, I mean, this is normally used in a scenario when a people of one particular nation hate the people of the other nation out of insecurity, out of fear. And this hate mongering, which is known as a xenophobia, now that is also, on the rise. And I mean, there are some, there were some attacks on Chinese people in America, that China is responsible for this coronavirus. And even in India also, as we all are witnessing, that some electronic channels are, running the movement, ban Chinese goods. So xenophobia is also on the rise. And the third important negative trend is hypernationalism. And this hypernationalism, normally it comes in when the nations are at the war scenario. And now it's almost every nation is having the war with corona. And I mean, the statesmen of the nations are actually using this hypernationalism for their survival. If you can take the example of Donald Trump, the president of America, the type of language he's using, I mean, of course, I mean, he has to face the election in November. And now he's, blaming on China for all this coronavirus. Even in case of China also, I mean, the survival of the Chinese president Xi Jinping is almost at stake. And the Chinese Communist Party's Congress or Parliament is going on in China. And now the important thing which they are discussing, that Xi Jinping, the president of China, जिनको 2029 तक चाइना का प्रेसिडेंट बन के रहना है, उनके सर्वाइवल पर भी अभी क्वेश्चन मार्क आया हुआ है. The Chinese people are not happy with Xi Jinping और उनमें काफी रिजेंटमेंट है, डिसकंटेनमेंट है. तो जब जब लोगों में इस तरह का डिसकंटेनमेंट आ जाता है, रिजेंटमेंट आ जाता है, नाराजगी आ जाती है, तब तब नेशंस और उनमें जो रूलर होते हैं वो जानबूझकर नेशनलिज्म के नारे लगाते हैं. I mean, they embark on this rhetoric of nationalism. वैसे चाइना अभी कर रहा है, बिकॉज चाइना में बहुत ज्यादा इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम आ गया है ड्यू टू दिस कोरोना क्राइसिस. Almost 50% of Chinese industries, I mean, they were shut down for almost 3 to 4 months. And now the life are, started again taking shape. लेकिन बहुत बड़ा इकोनॉमिक बैकलैश हुआ है चाइना में, और इसके लिए शी जिनपिंग भी हाइपर नेशनलिस्ट जो नारे हैं वो लगा रहे हैं. और दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई चाइना हैज बिकम मोर एग्रेसिव इन साउथ चाइना सी, इन केस ऑफ हांगकांग, ताइवान, और इवन देयर आर टेंशन ऑन इंडिया चाइना बॉर्डर. ये जो अचानक इंडिया चाइना बॉर्डर पर इतना ज्यादा टेंशन क्यों बढ़ गया है? बिकॉज चाइना trying to divert the attention of Chinese people from the economic failure of Xi Jinping. तो ये इकोनॉमिक फेल्यूर से अटेंशन डाइवर्ट करने के लिए जानबूझकर कुछ पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज रेज किए जाते हैं, जैसे एंटी इंडिया रेटोरिक जो है वहां पर रेज किया जा रहा है. नेपाल में भी यही चीज हो रही है. तो हम देखते हैं कि ये हाइपर नेशनलिज्म जो है वो काफी ज्यादा जो है वो अभी नाउ इज ऑन द राइज. सो ये 3 ट्रेंड्स देखने के बाद में हम ये देखने वाले हैं कि हाउ द पोस्ट पैंडेमिक वर्ल्ड विल बी एग्जैक्टली. तो इसमें जो पहला इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट मुझे लग रहा है वो ये है कि जो द प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन जो है ये बैकसीट पर चला जाएगा. And now this is a very important development that you will witness in the post-pandemic world. हमें पता है कि the process of globalization, which becomes stronger after the Second World War, और जो globalization के process को एक पैनाशिया या एक मेडिसिन की तरह देखा गया है. I mean, it's a medicine or panacea for the global economic growth. It's in medicine and panacea for poverty eradication, or even medicine on unemployment also. इसलिए सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद में, इवन आफ्टर द 1950s, जब ब्रिटेन वुड सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ, वर्ल्ड बैंक, IMF ज्यादा तब पिक्चर में आ गए, और ये प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन स्टार्ट हो गया, और इस प्रोसेस ने इकोनॉमिक ग्लोबलाइजेशन का रूप ले लिया है। और अब देख रहे हैं कि नाउ द नेशन से ज्यादा ट्रेड ब्लॉक्स इंपॉर्टेंट बन गए थे, वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंपॉर्टेंट बन गया था। बट दिस एंटायर कोरोना क्राइसिस इज टेकिंग टोल ऑफ द प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन। ये पूरी ग्लोबलाइजेशन की प्रोसेस को बैकसीट पर बिठा रहा है, और अब यहां पर ग्लोबलाइजेशन वर्सेस नेशनलिज्म, इस तरह का एक स्ट्रगल सामने आ रहा है, और ग्लोबलाइजेशन की प्रोसेस जो है वो पीछे हट रही है। अब लोग इस ग्लोबलाइजेशन को ही एक्यूज कर रहे हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इन पीपल इन इंडिया नाउ दे आर इनटू लॉकडाउन। हम सब लोगों को पता है कि इसमें हमारा क्या दोष है। ये ना तो हमने 2003 का सार्स वायरस था, उसमें हमारा कोई दोष नहीं था। 2015 में जो मार्स आया, मिडल ईस्टर्न रेस्पिरेटरी सिंड्रोम, उसमें हमारा कोई दोष नहीं था। अब कोरोना क्राइसिस आया, इसमें भी हमारा कोई दोष नहीं है, फिर भी हमें सफर होना पड़ रहा है। और ये जो चीज है, इसके कारण हम लोगों में भी नेशनलिज्म का स्पिरिट ये आने लगा है। और हम इसके लिए दोष किनको दे रहे हैं कि जो फ्लाइट्स में से लोग आए हैं हमारे पास से, जो बाहर से लोग हमारे पास आए हैं, उनके कारण ये कोरोना इंडिया में फैल गया है। ये हमारा ओरिजिन नहीं है। इसका मतलब ये है कि हम इनडायरेक्टली ग्लोबलाइजेशन को एक्यूज कर रहे हैं। एवरी नेशन इज डूइंग द सेम थिंग। नाउ द एपिसेंटर ऑफ सेकंड एपिसेंटर ऑफ कोरोना वाज यूरोप। अब इटली में, स्पेन में, इंग्लैंड में, फ्रांस में, लोगों में यही बात है कि बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ग्लोबलाइजेशन नाउ वी आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम दिस कोरोना क्राइसिस। अमेरिका, जो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का अमेरिका फर्स्ट का नारा था, नाउ विच विल बिकम मोर स्ट्रॉन्गर। बहुत ज्यादा देश बाहर आएंगे और वो कहेंगे कि वी विल बी फर्स्ट, वी विल नॉट केयर अबाउट द दिस ऑल ग्लोबलाइजेशन, वी विल थिंक अबाउट आवर नेशन ओनली, वी विल थिंक अबाउट द लाइफ ऑफ आवर ओन पीपल ओनली। अभी हाल ही में डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने जर्मनी को एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया है, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा है कि आप कोरोना पर कोई मेडिसिन या वैक्सीन डेवलप कीजिए, और वो वैक्सीन को पहले इस्तेमाल अमेरिका करेगा। अभी कोरोना पे जो भी वैक्सीन का जो शोध होगा आने वाले दिनों में, वो देश पहले उसको अपने लिए इस्तेमाल करेगा, फिर उसका पॉलिटिक्स करेगा, फिर अपने फ्रेंड्स जो है उनको वो वैक्सीन देगा। सो वैक्सीन विल बी यूज्ड एज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट टू प्रोटेक्ट द नेशनल इंटरेस्ट। तो ये जो पूरा प्रोसेस है ग्लोबलाइजेशन का, नाउ विच इज अंडर थ्रेट ड्यू टू दिस कोरोना क्राइसिस। सो ये पहला ट्रेंड है, जो बड़ा निगेटिव ट्रेंड है, जो हमको अभी इसके इंडिकेशंस मिलने लगे हैं, और ये बहुत ज्यादा लाउडर बनेंगे आने वाले टाइम में। नेशनलिज्म बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ेगा। जैसे अभी इंडिया में बहुत सारे लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि बैन चाइनीज गुड्स, चाइना की जो गुड्स बैन करो, और हम हमारे लिए इवन आई मीन आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज कॉल्ड फॉर आत्मनिर्भर, कि हमें हमारा सोर्स बनना चाहिए। ये जो प्रोसेस है, इट विल ट्रिगर द नेशनलिज्म, और दिस विल टेक द टोल ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन, जो सबसे बड़ा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स था वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर का सिंस द सेकंड वर्ल्ड वॉर। ये फर्स्ट हो गया। सेकंड जो हुआ, ये कोरोना क्राइसिस विल अगेन टेक द टोल ऑफ मल्टीलैटरल इंस्टीट्यूशंस। जो मल्टीलैटरल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, लाइक यूनाइटेड नेशंस है, कई सारे रीजनल ट्रेड ब्लॉक्स हैं, वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है। देखिएगा, यूनाइटेड नेशन इज द बिगेस्ट इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन which has been created after the Second World War in 1945. लेकिन ये पूरे कोरोना क्राइसिस में हम यूनाइटेड नेशन का नाम भी नहीं सुन रहे हैं। What United Nation is doing? Now they have only conducted one Security Council का सेशन उन्होंने कंडक्ट किया है। उसके बाद में हमने यूनाइटेड नेशंस के बारे में कुछ सुना ही नहीं। What United Nation is doing for the nations? इसका मतलब ये हुआ है कि जो मल्टीलैटरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, उनका इंपॉर्टेंस जो है वो रेडंडेंट बन जाएगा, उनका इंपॉर्टेंस जो है वो कम बन जाएगा। Now take the example of World Health Organization. Now we all are, citing the instructions being pertained by the World Health Organization. ये जो इंस्टीट्यूट थी जो अपनी इम्पार्शियलिटी के लिए काफी पॉपुलर थी, now it has again mired into controversies. इतना ज्यादा कंट्रोवर्सीज बढ़ गए हैं ये WHO के बारे में. उसके बिहेवियर काफी सस्पिशियस था, उसके क्रेडिबिलिटी पे डाउट हो रहा है. डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने कहा है कि वी विल स्टॉप ऑल योर फंडिंग्स, और उन्होंने कहा है कि अगर आप चाइना का साथ देना नहीं छोड़ोगे. देखिएगा ये WHO ने क्या किया. ऑलमोस्ट नवंबर महीने में चाइना में कोरोना का पहला पेशेंट मिल गया था, in month of November, but China did not take the action until December end. Almost 6 weeks तक चाइना ने ये सारी चीजों को ढक के रखा, और तब चाइना ने बताया कि कोरोना वायरस कैन नॉट बी ट्रांसमिटेड फ्रॉम ह्यूमन टू ह्यूमन. और इस तरह का चाइना का जो बोगस क्लेम था वो वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. और 11 मार्च को देखो, पहला पेशेंट मिला था नवंबर में, और 11 मार्च को WHO ने इसको ग्लोबल पैंडेमिक करके डिक्लेयर किया. ऑलमोस्ट दे टुक 4 months टू डिक्लेयर इट एज अ ग्लोबल पैंडेमिक. और वो सारे टाइम में WHO का जो पॉलिसीज रहा, अप्रोच रहा, इट वाज टोटली द प्रो चाइना अप्रोच. सो नाउ द एंटायर WHO इज आल्सो अंडर क्रिटिसिज्म. उसको अपने क्रेडिबिलिटी का इशू आ गया है. यूरोपियन यूनियन है, सार्क है, आसियान है, NAFTA है, NATO है, these are all the regional trade blocs. लेकिन किसी का भी कुछ रोल नहीं है. Even G20 is not playing the bigger role. It clearly indicates that in the post-pandemic world, the multilateral organization will lag behind. Again, they will be overpowered by the nationalism which is on the rise among the nations. So हमने देखा पहले ग्लोबलाइजेशन पीछे हो जाएगा, then multilateral institutions पीछे हो जाएगी, and now we will talk about the very important aspect कि इसके इकोनॉमिक रिपरकेशंस क्या हो गए. जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था, but due to this internet connection, I don't know whether you are able to get that point or not. I will repeat it again. एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक ने कहा है कि ये ग्लोबल कोरोना पैंडेमिक से वर्ल्ड का जो नुकसान हुआ है आज तक का, वो $4 ट्रिलियन इतना है. वर्ल्ड बैंक, IMF ने कहा है कि दिस इज द वर्स्ट एवर क्राइसिस, इवन वर्स्ट देन द 2008 इकोनॉमिक रिसेशन. वर्ल्ड GDP जो है वो बिल्कुल डाउन हो जाएगा. शेयर मार्केट डाउन हो गया है. अमेरिका इज फेसिंग द ह्यूज क्राइसिस. 4 करोड़ लोग अमेरिका में अनएम्प्लॉय बन गए हैं. इंडिया में 12 करोड़ माइग्रेंट्स अनएम्प्लॉय की कगार पर खड़े हुए हैं. सो इसके इकोनॉमिक इंप्लीकेशंस बहुत ज्यादा गहरे हैं. एंड दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई आई मेड द स्टेटमेंट एट द अर्लियर दैट द कोरोना क्राइसिस व्हिच बिगेन एज अ हेल्थ इमरजेंसी, नाउ इट हैज turned or converted into an economic disaster. और ये इकोनॉमिक डिजास्टर में ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पहला बात जो हुआ है, दैट जो वर्ल्ड का सप्लाई चेन है, दैट वी कॉल एज अ ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन, वाज टोटली डिस्टर्ब्ड. अब ये ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन क्या है? जैसे यूरोप और अमेरिका में जो मैन्युफैक्चर्ड गुड्स है, उसके लिए जो रॉ मटेरियल आता है, वो रॉ मटेरियल जो नेशंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं वो सप्लाई चेन के इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट्स हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल चाइना इज ऑलमोस्ट 50% पार्ट ऑफ द ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन. आज यूरोप और अमेरिका के मैक्सिमम इंडस्ट्रीज ये चाइनीज रॉ मटेरियल पे डिपेंडेंट है. इवन अब डाइट कोक का एग्जांपल लो. जो डाइट कोक पूरे वर्ल्ड में बड़े प्यार से लोग चखते हैं, पीते हैं, ये डाइट कोक तब तक नहीं बन सकता जब तक चाइना से उसका रॉ मटेरियल नहीं आएगा. अब ये अमेरिका में जो फ्लैग्स यूज किए जाते हैं, उनका नेशनल फ्लैग्स है, 100% नेशनल फ्लैग्स का प्रोडक्शन चाइना में होता है. जो वर्ल्ड के एसीज है, जो हम एयर कंडीशन हमारे घर में यूज करते हैं, 85% एयर कंडीशन चाइना बनाता है. जो मोबाइल फोन अभी हमसे बात कर रहे हैं, 75% मोबाइल ये चाइना बनाता है। एप्पल के मोबाइल, सैमसंग के मोबाइल चाइना में प्रोड्यूस होते हैं। स्टील, एल्यूमिनियम, लोहा, सीमेंट, ये सब 50% से ज्यादा चाइना प्रोड्यूस करता है। और अगर हम फार्मास्यूटिकल की बात करें तो ये तो सारा वर्ल्ड का चाइना सेंटर है। आपको इस बात को, I mean, you will have to pay the attention to this very important facts which I'm sharing with you, that now China वर्ल्ड का फार्मास्यूटिकल का हब बन गया है। फार्मास्यूटिकल जो कंपनीज है, जो मेडिसिन प्रोडक्शन होता है यूरोप में और अमेरिका में, उसका जो रॉ मटेरियल होता है, वो रॉ मटेरियल में दो इंग्रेडिएंट्स होते हैं। एक होता है एपीआई, दैट वी कॉल एज एक्टिव फार्मास्यूटिकल इंग्रेडिएंट्स, और दूसरा होता है की स्टार्टिंग एलिमेंट्स। तो ये जो दो चीजें होते हैं, ये दोनों ही चाइना सप्लाई करता है। आज इंडिया में हम जो एंटीबायोटिक्स यूज करते हैं, इंडिया कैन नॉट प्रोड्यूस द एंटीबायोटिक्स अनलेस इट इंपोर्ट्स द एपीआई फ्रॉम चाइना। अगर हम चाइना से एपीआई नहीं लेके आएंगे तो हम एंटीबायोटिक जो है प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर पाएंगे। हम जो विटामिन लेते हैं उसके लिए जो इंग्रेडिएंट चाहिए वो भी चाइना सप्लाई करता है। और चाइना ने रिसेंटली यूएस को एक धमकी दी है कि अगर हम आपका एपीआई और फार्मास्यूटिकल का सप्लाई स्टॉप कर दोगे तो पूरा अमेरिका कोरोना में डूब जाएगा। नाउ दिस इज द फैक्ट। तो चाइना ने बड़ा सिस्टमैटिकली अपने आप को इस सप्लाई चेन का एक इंपॉर्टेंट जो है वो पार्ट बनाया हुआ है। नाउ वी विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट। ये जो टोटल सप्लाई चेन है, ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन है, नाउ दैट हैज बिकम टोटली डिस्टर्ब्ड ड्यू टू दिस कोरोना क्राइसिस। अब ये इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है कि सब नेशन जो है वो अभी आत्मनिर्भर होने का प्रयास करेंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेकअप कॉल फॉर ऑल द नेशन स्टेट्स दैट they cannot totally bank upon China. Now China ka credibility is at stake. So for India, this corona crisis will bring a type of opportunity also. और ये opportunity क्या होगा? तो India can also become part of this global supply chain. Now there is a discussion among the European nations also, and even the media circle in America. Can India replace China as a source, important source of global supply chain? क्या इंडिया रिप्लेस कर सकता है? Yes, India does have the potential to replace China, लेकिन इंडिया को उसके लिए काफी सिस्टमैटिकली एफर्ट्स करने होंगे। देखिएगा, चाइना नाउ इट हैज बिकम द वर्ल्ड्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब। तो चाइना कोई अचानक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब थोड़ी बन गया है। आज वर्ल्ड जीडीपी में चाइना कॉन्स्टिट्यूट ऑलमोस्ट 20% ऑफ वर्ल्ड जीडीपी। China constitute up to 50% of total supply chain, global supply chain. ये चाइना ने मिराकल कैसे किया? ये कोई अचानक मिराकल नहीं हुआ है। ये कोई एक दो दिन का, एक दो साल का डेवलपमेंट नहीं है। China has slogged for almost 35 years for that. 1980 में चाइना में almost 50% पुअर लोग थे। उसके पहले चाइना में एक भी मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन नहीं था। आज चाइना में 9 लाख मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन है। क्या किया चाइना ने इस 30 सालों में? इस 30 सालों में चाइना ने बड़ा सिस्टमैटिकली अपना डेवलपमेंट किया। आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ माओ त्से-तुंग, व्हेन डेंग शियाओपिंग took over as a president of China, he embarked on a very systematic development plan of China. He embarked on the modernization plan of China. Being a communist nation, they were the first to embrace the capitalism. और उन्होंने 30 साल में एग्रीकल्चर, ट्रेड, डिफेंस, इंडस्ट्री, इन सब का काफी सिस्टमैटिकली उन्होंने प्रोग्रेस किया। और उन्होंने सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो थर्स्ट था उनका, वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पे था। Because China had the similar problem what India is facing right now. Agriculture economy था उनका, लेकिन उन्होंने ज्यादा इंफोसिस दिया, वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पे दिया। और आज चाइना के जीडीपी में ऑलमोस्ट 50% जीडीपी कम्स फ्रॉम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट। अगर आप इंडिया का एग्जांपल लोगे तो इंडिया में हमारे जीडीपी में सर्विस सेक्टर कंट्रीब्यूट करता है 55% और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर कंट्रीब्यूट करता है 23%। सो हम अभी भी काफी पीछे है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में। चाइना ऑलमोस्ट इन 2012 जो वर्ल्ड बैंक का स्टडी है, चाइना में 100% पॉवर्टी इरेडिकेशन हो गया और वो एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब बन गए। तो उन्होंने जिस तरह से सिस्टमैटिकली इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट किया, स्किल डेवलपमेंट किया, एजुकेशन डेवलपमेंट किया, वो सारी चीजें इंडिया को भी करनी पड़ेगी। बिकॉज नाउ इंडिया इज नाउ इमर्ज्ड एज अ वायबल अल्टरनेटिव टू चाइना। लेकिन इंडिया को सिर्फ 20 लाख करोड़ का पैकेज देके इनफ नहीं होगा, तो हमें चाइना जैसा 20 इयर्स का एक प्रॉपर नेशनल लेवल का सिस्टमैटिक कंप्रेहेंसिव प्लान चॉक आउट करना पड़ेगा, जिसके चलते हमको फार्मास्यूटिकल हो, बाकी सेक्टर्स हो, इसमें हमें काफी सिस्टमैटिकली एफर्ट्स करने पड़ेंगे। सो कोरोना क्राइसिस का बहुत बड़ा इंपैक्ट जो है वो इकोनॉमी पे होने वाला है। इट विल टेक द ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी, और नाउ जिसमें हर एक स्टेट अभी सेल्फ रिलायंट होने का ट्राई करेंगे। चाइना की क्रेडिबिलिटी इज एट स्टेक। चाइना से मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन अब बाहर आने लगे हैं। ऑलमोस्ट 1,500 एमएनसीज अब चाइना से बाहर निकलने की कगार में है और वो इंडिया की तरफ आने का सोच रहे हैं। इंडिया इज ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू कैच देम। इंडिया इज ऑल्सो रोल्ड द रेड कारपेट फॉर दिस कंपनीज। यही नहीं है तो सैमसंग जैसा जो कंपनी है जो मोबाइल बनाती है, तो सैमसंग हैज नाउ स्टार्टेड देयर प्लांट इन नोएडा नियर इन उत्तर प्रदेश नियर दिल्ली, और मोस्टली नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑनवर्ड सैमसंग के 50% मोबाइल इंडिया में प्रोड्यूस हो गए। सेम कुछ जर्मन के शूज कंपनीज है, कुछ गारमेंट्स कंपनीज हैं जो अभी इंडिया में अपना प्लांट लगाने का सोच रहे हैं। लेकिन क्या ये इतना इजी है कि वो सारे कंपनीज हमारे पास आ जाएंगे? ये इतना इजी नहीं है। किसी भी कंपनी को लगने के लिए लैंड की सबसे बड़ी जरूरत होती है, उसके बाद उनको कई सारे क्लियरेंसेस की जरूरत होती है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की जरूरत होती है, इन्वायरमेंट क्लियरेंस की जरूरत होती है। हमें इसके लिए काफी प्रोएक्टिव बनना पड़ेगा। चाइना में बड़ा इजीली लैंड अवेलेबल होता है। दे कैन ऑफर द लैंड ऑलमोस्ट 1000 acres टू एनी कंपनी। Very easily land is accessible. But in India, land is not easily accessible. Even the Land Reforms Act, which is still pending in our parliament, which has not so far been enacted. दूसरा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है। चाइना में बहुत ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का प्रोडक्शन है। हमारे पास इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का प्रोडक्शन भी कम है और हमारी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चाइना से बहुत ज्यादा महंगी भी है, जिसके बारे में हमको सोचना पड़ेगा। चाइना में अगर आप फैक्ट्री लगाओगे तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट बहुत ज्यादा हुआ है। उन्होंने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉरिडोर्स तैयार किए हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल वुहान की अगर हम बात करें, अगर वुहान में आपको एक प्लांट लगाना है मोबाइल का, तो मोबाइल प्लांट के लिए आपको बैटरी चाहिए, मोबाइल चिप चाहिए, सिम कार्ड चाहिए, ये सारी चीजें एक ही जगह मिल जाती है। अगर आपको इंडिया में कोई प्लांट लगाना है तो आपको 10 जगह से 10 चीजें एक करके यहाँ पर असेंबलिंग करना पड़ता है। चाइना ने वो नहीं किया है। चाइना हैज डन इट वेरी सिस्टमैटिकली। अगर वहां पर रोड्स, रेल, पोर्ट्स, इसका जबरदस्त कंस्ट्रक्शन हुआ है। उन्होंने सिटीज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब की तरफ से डेवलप किए हैं। उनके पास का जो लेबरर है वो बहुत ज्यादा स्किल्ड लेबरर्स है। अगर इंडिया में एक बंदा दिन का 10 मोबाइल बनाता होगा तो चाइना में एक बंदा दिन का 25 मोबाइल बनाएगा, बिकॉज दे इन्वेस्ट मोर इन द स्किल डेवलपमेंट। हमको उसी तरह से स्किल डेवलपमेंट में बहुत ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा। एंड देन वी टॉक अबाउट द गेटिंग क्लियरेंसेस। कई सारे आर्टिकल्स में पढ़ता हूं, बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड में पढ़ता हूं, इकोनॉमिक्स टाइम्स में पढ़ता हूं, जिसमें इंडिया में फैक्ट्री लगानी है तो अगर आपको कुछ क्लियरेंसेस लेने पड़ते हैं तो उसके लिए सालों लग जाते हैं। ऑलमोस्ट एक फैक्ट्री लगाने के लिए 350 क्लियरेंसेस लेने पड़ते हैं। इसलिए कई सारे फैक्ट्रीज यहां से चले जाते हैं। आपको मैं एग्जांपल देता हूं रिबॉक का। आज जो हम रिबॉक के शूज इंडिया में यूज करते हैं, ये ऑलमोस्ट एशिया में यूज किए जाते हैं। इसका प्रोडक्शन अमेरिका में नहीं होता है। ये रिबॉक शूज का प्रोडक्शन इंडोनेशिया में होता है। और जब रिबॉक को एशिया में अपना यूनिट लगाना था, तब इंडोनेशिया ने उनको कहा कि भाई आप आओ हमारे पास यूनिट लगाओ और डोंट पे एनी टैक्सेस, वी विल गिव यू द टैक्स हॉलीडेज फॉर 10 इयर्स। आपको 10 इयर्स कोई टैक्स भरने की जरूरत नहीं है। हमें इस तरह के टैक्स हॉलिडेज के पॉलिसीज कई सारे मल्टीनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन को ऑफर करने पड़ेंगे, हमको उनको टैक्स के सारे में बेनिफिट देने पड़ेंगे, हमको हमारे जो लोकल प्रोड्यूसर्स है उनको लो इंटरेस्ट रेट पे लोन देना पड़ेगा, जो चाइना ने किया था। जहां पर हमारी जो 2017 की जो फार्मास्यूटिकल पॉलिसी है, इसमें हमने चाहा था कि जो एक्टिव फार्मास्यूटिकल इंग्रेडिएंट्स है उसका प्रोडक्शन इंडिया में बढ़े, लेकिन आज भी इंडिया $4.5 अरब के एपीआई चाइना से इंपोर्ट करता है। हम 53 एपीआई चाइना से लेते हैं जो इंडिया में प्रोड्यूस हो सकते हैं, लेकिन हमने उसका सिस्टमैटिकली उसको डेवलप नहीं किया, जो आने वाले टाइम में इंडिया को डेवलप करना पड़ेगा। सो द कोरोना क्राइसिस इन फैक्ट फॉर इंडिया इट्स अ ब्लेसिंग इन डिसगाइज। हमारे लिए ये काफी बड़ा इंडस्ट्री के लिए सेटबैक है, लेकिन इसमें देयर इज अ रे ऑफ होप, एक आशा का किरण भी है। और अगर हम एक स्ट्रॉन्ग विल पावर से जिसको अगर प्रॉपरली हैंडल करते हैं, तो इंडिया कैन ऑफर अ वायबल एंड पोटेंशियल अल्टरनेटिव टू चाइना एज अ पार्ट ऑफ ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन। ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट जिसको हमको ख्याल में रखना पड़ेगा। द लास्ट पॉइंट विच नाउ आई एम टर्निंग टू इज दैट जो पोस्ट कोरोना क्राइसिस के बाद में वर्ल्ड को और एक क्राइसिस का सामना करना पड़ेगा, एंड दैट क्राइसिस विल बी दैट टेंशन और स्ट्रगल और कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन अमेरिका एंड चाइना। अमेरिका और चाइना ये दोनों सुपर पावर्स है। आपको पता होगा कि आज अमेरिका वर्ल्ड में सबसे ज्यादा सिक्योरिटी पे स्पेंड करता है, उसके नीचे चाइना करता है, और दोनों एक दूसरे के सबसे बड़े कॉम्पिटिटर्स हैं। एंड नाउ द वे दिस कोरोना क्राइसिस इज एज वी ऑल विटनेसिंग कि कोरोना क्राइसिस के कारण यूएस में और चाइना का जो प्रॉब्लम है वो बढ़ गया है। नाउ देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी कि कोल्ड वॉर टाइप सिनेरियो फिर से आ जाएगा, जैसे कोल्ड वॉर 1945 से लेके 1990 तक था, और जिसमें यूएस एक तरफ था, यूएसएसआर एक तरफ था। सो देयर वाज अ टाइप ऑफ पोलराइजेशन in international community. The world will witness the same type of polarization in the post pandemic world. एक ग्रुप होगा जो अमेरिका का लीडरशिप में होगा, दूसरा होगा जो चाइना का लीडरशिप में होगा, एंड दिस ग्रुप विल बी जॉइंड बाय रशिया, ईरान, पाकिस्तान, और ये पोलराइजेशन इतना बढ़ जाएगा तो देयर माइट बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ डायरेक्ट वॉर बिटवीन अमेरिका एंड चाइना ऑल्सो। सो वर्ल्ड विल हैव टू फेस, इंडिया के लिए बड़ा चैलेंज होगा, बिकॉज इंडिया का पॉलिसी नॉन अलाइनमेंट का है। इंडिया वांट्स प्रोग्रेस, इंडिया वांट्स डेवलपमेंट, इंडिया डोंट वांट टू प्लंज इनटू एनी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट लाइक सिनेरियो। इसलिए हम चाइना को ओपनली क्रिटिसाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं, आज तक हमने चाइना को ओपनली क्रिटिसाइज नहीं किया है, बिकॉज वी वांट टू गेन आवर इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम चाइना ऑल्सो, फ्रॉम अमेरिका ऑल्सो। लेकिन इंडिया के लिए बड़ा ही बड़ा चैलेंज होगा, एक आह्वान होगा कि इंडिया को कुछ स्टैंड लेना हो सकता है आने वाले टाइम में। सो again the same scenario the world will have to face, that the problem between America and China. So this will be the general characteristic, a very holistic type of or broad eye view of the world, what type of realities we will have to face after the post pandemic world. हमारा सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज आज का यह है कि हमको कोरोना क्राइसिस का सामना करना है, और उसके बाद में जो रियलिटी सामने आने वाली है उसका भी हमको सामना करना पड़ेगा। बट द हार्ड फैक्ट इज दैट unless there is a global cooperation, unless there is a partnership at the global level, corona crisis cannot be contained and managed. अगर भी कोरोना क्राइसिस ने ग्लोबलाइजेशन को पीछे छोड़ दिया है, फिर भी ग्लोबलाइजेशन ही कोरोना क्राइसिस को किल कर पाएगा। सो देयर इज नो सब्स्टिट्यूट टू ग्लोबलाइजेशन, देयर इज नो सब्स्टिट्यूट टू इंटरनेशनल कोऑपरेशन। सो इंटरनेशनल कोऑपरेशन ये मैंडेटरी रहेगा। इस पॉजिटिव नोट से मैं मेरा ये जो प्रेजेंटेशन है उसको कंक्लूड करता हूं। आई एम वेरी मच थैंकफुल टू द कन्वेनर अंजनी ठाकरे मैडम। आई एम इक्वली थैंकफुल to the Smita Deshmukh madam who is chairing this session. I hope that my voice is able to communicate to my points to the all participants. Thank you very much.
Very effective.
Thank you, sir.
Lovely
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for your informative and very studious presentation, sir. I think this will change everything. It is understandable feeling when the people pass through an ordeal. they want to believe that what will be is over and there will be a same compensation. The things are indeed changed, and but perhaps not radically. Thank you for being, you have given us so many new terminology for the all participants: hyper nationalism, then xenophobia, then India-China border tensions, then anti-India, that is rhetoric is going on. And really, there's a ray of hope. The what will be the status of India in future? Definitely, we'll thinking. Is there any question? This session is open for all. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Devadanka sir, for the
Thank
enthusiastic
you.
and very studied explanation of everything, sir, of
Thank
world
Thank
affairs and all. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thank you, Dr. Smita ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing this session. Now, guys, we are on the second half of the second session. The topic is sodium bicarbonate, naturalized acid, and enhanced sports performance. Hello, can you hear me?
Aniket,
Sachin
just a second. Aniket, just a second. Let me
Hello,
check.
Sachin. Just I want to say one thing about Shailendra sir. एक अच्छी किताब 100 दोस्तों के बराबर है, लेकिन एक अच्छा speaker like Shailendra is like a library for all. Thank you.
Exactly, sir. Exactly, ma'am. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, Sachin ji. Hello.
Thank you.
Smita ma'am,
Thank you
next
very
case,
much. Thank you. Thank you.
next case, Doctor who
Okay,
is
thank
in
you.
there.
We'll start for the new one.
Yes,
ma'am, yes.
Sachin
Please,
sir,
ma'am,
may I
yes.
talk? May I talk, Sachin sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so the second half of the second same. So we are here with the topic sodium bicarbonate, naturalized acid, and enhanced sport performance. The speaker is Dr. Lair Hair Yam from Department of Sports Science, Faculty of Applied Sciences, that is Tangku Abdul Rahman University College, Jalan, Genting, Kelantan, that is Sita Park, Malaysia. And we are having the chairperson, Dr. Smita Deshmukh ma'am. So I would like to request Dr. Smita Deshmukh ma'am to chair the session.
Okay,
Hello.
thank you very much, sir. Again, I welcome in
Yes,
the
yes,
second session,
yes,
the
ma'am.
second one on the topic sodium bicarbonate, neutralized acid to enhance sport performance. I welcome Dr. Lair Hui In here. She's online. Hello, Lair, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. You're welcome,
Welcome,
ma'am.
ma'am. Welcome.
It gives me immense pleasure to have you a short introduction of Dr. Lair Hui In here. That she teaches exercise physiology and applied exercise physiology at UC. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science with Education Sports Science from University Technology Malaysia in 2004, and she went to complete a Master of Science Sports Science in University Science Malaysia in 2006, and her dual PhD from University of Sydney and University of Malaysia in 2014. I'm really happy to tell the one again important thing about her, that she was the recipient of Young Investigator Award YIA Travel Grant 2011-12 from European College of Sports Science, a winner of Victoria University Outreach Scholarship on 2014 from Exercise and Sports Science Australia, winners of several best oral and poster presentation at international conferences. Not least at the last, I'm telling a very important point. Really congratulate ma'am that most recently she won the Young Investigator Award oral presentation first place in 10th Asia Conference of Kinesiology, Chengdu, China. Her main research interests are hypohydration, then thermoregulation in the heat, and music and sport performance, and nutritional supplementation for health, sport, and performance. So I welcome from bottom of my heart here, Dr. Lei Hui In. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Smita. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah,
Yes,
certainly.
yes,
Oh,
yes. I
yeah,
can hear you.
okay. Allow me to share my slide first.
Yes, ma'am, you are very much audible. You are very much audible, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, you may proceed, ma'am.
Can you see my slides?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes, certainly,
All
ma'am.
right, okay. Thank you for your kind introductions about me. I'm Le Huyin from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Tunku Abdurrahman University College. So I have some slides to show about where I come from. Yeah. So this is my University College where I'm working with. All right, and TAUC. And I'm working under the Department of Sports Science, Faculties of Applied Science. So in my
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Do
faculties,
you want to share your screen?
can you see my screen?
No.
Not yet, is it? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is
Yes,
me.
yes, yes.
Before I started my presentations about the sodium bicarbs and how it can help in sports performance, I would like to introduce my Universities College. This is the one, TAUC, which located in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I'm working under the Department of Sports Science, and under my faculties of Applied Science, we offer various sciences program at diploma, at bachelor degree, masters, PhDs, including you can see sports science, sports and exercise science. Sports science is packed under the faculties of Applied Science. And this is the environment that I'm working in. This is our sports science gymnasiums, our lab. These are the lab that I conducted my research studies in these locations. All right. Okay, that's it about introductions to my Universities College. So now I would like to start with my presentations about how sodium bicarbs can help in enhancing the sports performance. Right, as we know that when we start to exercise, or after a certain period of exercise, our muscles stops contracting, and this we indicate it as muscles fatigue. So when there is a muscle fatigue, it is often related to the excessive accumulations of metabolites, such as iron hydrogens, potassiums, phosphates. And these accumulations of the especially iron hydrogens, it will disturb the acid-base balance. So it depends on the exercise intensity and the durations. If you're having a high intensity exercise, like you're doing sprinting, you're doing 80, 90% of the VO2 max intensity exercise, the lactic acids starts to be accumulated. And we as exercise physiologists, we always think of what is the best way that we can do to help to neutralize, to get rid of this lactic acids. So one of the methods that we are working on is the sodium bicarbs. I'm sure that everyone understands that our normal body pH level is maintained at pH 7.4. If let's say there's any accumulations of the lactic acids or lactic in the muscles, it might causes the lactic acidosis. And this may result in the serum of pH level lesser than 7.35, which means acidosis. Let's look into the glycolysis pathway revisions. So when the lactic acid systems is capable to, let's look into here. When the lactic acid system is capable of releasing energy to resynthesize ATP without the involvement of oxygens, then this is called anaerobic glycolysis. You can look at this picture. The glycolysis results in the formations of pyruvate acids and hydrogens. And the pyruvate acids molecule undergoes oxidations in the mitochondria and the Krebs cycles begins. If, let's say, there's insufficiency of oxygens, then NADH cannot release the ion hydrogens and they will build up in the cell. So once this lactic acid is built up in the cell, it will cause the muscle acidosis. And a small changes of this pH can produce major disturbance in enzyme functions, in the electrolytes, and the hormones. So during exercise, when exercise running pace load increase, you can see the oxygen uptake starts to increase. So there will be accumulations, the lactic acid starts to be accumulate. And lactic acids can inhibit muscles contractions and energy productions and will cause pain at burning sensations. So like us, in the normal amount of lactic acid circulating in our blood is about 1 to 2 millimoles per liter of blood. But once the blood lactic accumulations, or is known as obla, it occurs between 2 to 4 millimoles of blood. So if let's say, like non-athletes, this point is about 50 to 60% of your VO2 max. And in trained athletes, it's about 70 to 80% of your VO2 max. So which means at the breakpoint, the lactic threshold, the lactic begins to accumulate. And these measurements also sometimes recorded as the anaerobic thresholds or onsets of blood lactic accumulations. So today, I would like to share with you on the inexpensive agent or great alkaline agents that we know as the sodium bicarb, or also well known as baking soda. So baking soda is generally used in baked goods. You bake cakes, you bake maybe cakes in its natural form. So baking soda has been used for cleaning purposes, for medical, and for health purpose. So when you search around, Google around, you will see that a lot of people already, it's commonly used this baking soda as one of the tools in their daily life. They can use it for cleaning purpose, removing plaque, for their hairs, for their skins, and also they also use this baking soda for healing, for medicine purposes. So today, I would like to discuss with you all about.
Please don't write anything. Please, I want to say one thing, that why are you sharing? Somebody sharing the screen. Please don't make such type of misuse. Please continue, ma'am. Please.
Yeah. So for today, I would like to discuss with you how we use the sodium bicarbs in enhancing the sports performance. So it has been proven to be effective in inducing blood alkalosis after injections. So the natural supply of these sodium bicarbs, it can help to delay the onset of fatigue during anaerobic exercise. It can help to increase the buffering capacity, reduce the rate of intramuscular hydrogen ion accumulations, and facilitates the removal of the lactic acids. So when you look into this figure, how does the alkalizing agents help? So by buffering the acidities in the blood, the bicarbonates may be able to draw more of the lactic produced within the muscles out into the blood, and thus reduce the level of acidities within the muscle cells themselves. And this, in turn, could delay the onset of muscle fatigue. So indeed, sodium bicarbs has been investigated as an ergogenic aid for over 80 years. And it was shown that the ergogenic potentials during short durations, high intensity exercise. However, there are still some other research, the results didn't show the similar reporting. So which means the answer is still inconsistent. The following tables I would like to show you the research assessing the influence of sodium bicarbs on distance-based time trials events focused on rowing, cycling, running, and so on. And again, the results were inconsistent. You can scroll down the results part, yes, no, yes, no. That's the results we're showing that they don't, some research says yes, some research says no. So therefore, there is still some uncertainties, questions like, what is the optimal time for injections? What is the optimal dosage for both anaerobic and aerobic exercise? So to understand how acidity stops us from going faster in anaerobic and aerobic endurance events, so in our laboratories, we conducted 3 studies. So the first studies, we have recruited the recreational swimmers. We look at the injections, the time of injections, the dosage, 0.2 gram or 0.3 grams of kg body weight of sodium bicarbs for and look into the 200-meter freestyle swimming performance.
Excuse me.
The second studies, we try to look at if we give a dosage of 0.3 gram kg body weight of sodium bicarbs, can the aerobic performance could be better? And in the third studies, after completed the second studies, we realized that there is some beneficial effects from the for the endurance performance. So we also wish to say, if let's say we have a chronic injections, which means we ingest 5 days in advance continuously and get the runners to perform, will it have a better effects? So that is the 3 studies that we have conducted.
Excuse me.
So I move on to the
Hello.
first studies. We look at
Hello.
what are the, yes, hello?
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think your screen sharing is stopped.
Sorry?
Your screen
The screen?
Your screen is not sharing with us. Could you please re-share again? Yeah, thank you.
All right. So this is the first studies that I'm talking about. We try to see the different effects of sodium bicarbs, the baking soda, on the 200-meter freestyle swimming performance in the competitive swimmer. So since that we have discussed from the literature review, there is no certain answers whether it has the effects or what are the best dosage for the swimmer. So therefore, in these present studies, we look into what the ecogenics effects on 0.2 versus 0.3 gram per kg body weight on the 200 meters freestyle swimming. So we recruited 8 recreational swimmers. Their age range is about 20 years old. And we get them to involve in participated 1 control trials and 3 experimental trials. So what is the control? So it's without any injections of the either is the sodium bicarbs or placebo. And the 3 experimental trials consist of 0.3 gram or 0.2 gram of kg body weight of baking soda, or a placebo, which is the 0.05 gram kg body weight of the sodium chloride. And then we give them, the swimmers 90 minutes prior to the performance test. So I think there is some sketches. Probably the organizer can remove the sketches, is it? From the screen?
Yes, I'm trying to remove the scratches.
Don't give that option should be close to screen sharing for all. That's Sachi.
Yes, ma'am. Already I have logged the screen sharing. Yes, ma'am.
Some participants is doing that.
Participants, please don't do this like this, because we are just discussing about a very good, very interesting things, very new and novel things for all of us. It's very interesting session is going on. Please don't do like this. Please continue, ma'am, please.
All right, so you can look into the performance time for the 200-meter swimming, freestyle swimming was significant. Maybe I can. Was significantly improved in the sodium bicarb with the 0.2 gram per kg weight trials as compared to other trials. So the plausible reasons for the significant improvements might due to the fact that the injections of this 0.2 gram per kg's body weight of sodium bicarb has facilitated the removals of the excessive ion hydrogens from the working muscles. So that's why the swimmers can swim in a faster pace. And we also check into the blood lactic concentrations during the baseline and the post-swim. The blood lactic concentrations during the post-swim in all trials were similar. However, when we look into the 0.2 grams of the trials, it has the greatest increments among the trials during the post-swimming as compared to the baseline value. And these results were similar to finding reported to one of the previous studies. So the increase of the blood lactic concentrations in the 0.2 trials might due to a greater glycolytic activities. So as the subjects perform their best time as compared to other trials. So interesting to note that the heart rate was significantly lower in the 0.2 gram trials, which is about 172 beats per minute as compared with other trials. Therefore, the injections of the sodium bicarbs 90 minutes before the exercise could improve the performance or delay the fatigue in the high intensity exercise through its buffering feature. So what we can conclude from our first studies, a dosage of the 0.2 gram per kg body weight of the sodium bicarbs 90 minutes before the performance can improve the 200-meter swimmings in recreational swimmers. And we also found that the 0.3 grams body weight of sodium bicarbs is more suitable for elite athletes. Why we say so? Because based on one of the studies reported in by Lind, it shows that 0.3 grams of sodium bicarbs, it can improve the 200 meters freestyle performance time in elite competitors. Whereas in our studies, our swimmers, I would consider them as the recreational level. And moreover, in the present studies, it shows that with the consumptions of the 0.3 gram of body weight of sodium bicarbs prior to the exercise, it will cause us the feelings of the slightly fullness and some gastro discomfort, which may also affecting the performance time. So therefore, we did not recommend a 0.3 gram per kg body weight of the sodium bicarbs for the recreational swimmers. So the second studies that we have conducted in our laboratories is we are trying to understand that since the 0.2 or 0.3 grams per kg body weight of sodium bicarbs has the effects in neutralizing the lactic acids. So we also want to know if, let's say, with the sodium bicarb injections, whether it can help in prolonged endurance running performance and the recovery in trained runners. So most of the studies have done in short durations, in high intensity. So therefore, we would like to look into if, let's say, any of the exercise, running exercise more than 30 minutes or more than 5 kilometers, you will have any effects. So again, we have run the experimental trial. It's a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized crossover trials. We recruited 10 elite runners, and they undergoing they underwent the preliminary testings, the sub max and VO2 max, because we want to determine the intensity of exercise during the experimental trials. And then during the experimental trials, 60 minutes before the exercise, we given them either it's a sodium bicarbs or placebo, and we dissolve it in the water and with some flavor and some sweetener so that it can so-called cover up the taste of sodium bicarbs. If you have tried before the sodium bicarbs or the baking soda, it actually doesn't taste good. So that's why we need the sweetener or some flavor to cover it so it can easily drink by the runners. So what we have done during our experimental trials. So prior to the experimental run, so we given them either one, placebo or experimental or the sodium bicarbs, all right? And after 60 minutes, and require them to run for 30 minutes at 65% of the VO2 max, and then another 30 minutes is the for them to perform the maximal distance running. So after 60 minutes, we require them to rest for another 30 minutes for us to monitor, to look at the recovery, how well they can recover from the exercise. So these are the measurements that we have collected. We monitor their heart rate. We look at their VO2, RPE. We also we have taken their blood glucose, lactate, urine specific gravity, and to ensure that they are well hydrated, to ensure that their glucose level is well controlled prior to the exercise. And we also measures the abdominal discomfort or the gastric fullness, whether after drinking the water, the treatments drink, whether they feel bloating, whether they feel fullness. So this we monitor, right? So what we have found. So the result shows that the performance testing consisted of the 60 minutes endurance treadmill running, which included the 30 minutes of constant speed at 65% of VO2 max, followed by the 30 minutes of maximal distance running. So the result shows that the sodium bicarbs trials, which is the top one, you can see that statistically we found that sodium bicarb trials subjects able to run further is approximately 200 meters further. So which means it can help them to run better. And we start to look into their blood lactate response. Compared to the placebo trials, there's a significant increase of 53% in blood lactate levels was observed in the sodium bicarb trials. So you can see they started with the below 2 millimoles, right? Pre-injections, post-injections. And after 60 minutes of exercise, we have finger pricks their lactates. And we found that during the trial, the sodium bicarbs trials, the lactic level is higher because they are running at a faster pace. They run further. You can see in the previous slides. And after 30 minutes of recover, and it has shown that a decrease of the 38% of the blood lactate was observed in the recovery periods. So although the placebo trials was able to show a recovery rate of 26%, but when it compares to the sodium bicarb trials, it has shown that sodium bicarb trials has a faster rate of recovery in just 30 minutes of recovery time. So we are very happy to say that the sodium bicarbs actually has the buffering effects. So in conclusions, we conclude that the studies has demonstrated that the injections of the 0.3 gram of sodium kgs body weight of sodium bicarb 60 minutes prior to the testings improve the endurance treadmill running. Because throughout the studies, we did receive some comments from our participants saying that some of them they felt some gastro discomfort after ingesting the sodium bicarbs. Maybe 1 or 2 out of 10, they will claim, they'll comment, oh, they don't feel really comfortable after drinking it, but after the 60 minutes of resting, they feel okay. But during the injections, I mean, during the first 15 minutes, they feel like, oh, this is not so, the stomach is not so, not so good. So we start to trying to look into, is it because the dosage we ingest within a short period, 60 minutes. So can we do slightly earlier so that, and can it be maintained during the actual experimental trials? So therefore, we come to the idea of having the third studies. So we want to know if, let's say, we ingest 5 days prior to the experimental trials, is that any beneficial effects? Because we try not to have the gastro discomfort during the exercise. So what we do is we prescribe 5 days, but with a higher dosage, which is 0.5 gram kgs body weight per day. And then we ask the athletes to come to our lab and to run another 60 minutes, like what we have done in second studies. So this round, we recruited the 7 trained athletes. So they came to our lab, and I would consider them as the well-trained athletes because they are having a 58 of VO2 max. All right. So they went through the sub-maximal and the VO2 max test. All right. And then they also went through our experimental trials, sodium bicarbs versus placebo. All right. Our studies again is a crossover studies, which means each of the runners, they have to run through the two experimental trial in randomized order. And each of the trials was separated at least 14 days apart for the washout of the alkalosis substance in the body. All right. So what we have prescribed to the runners. So each of the experimental trials consists of 60 minutes, like what we have done in second studies, 30 minutes of the 65% of VO2 max, and then followed by the 30 minutes of maximal distance run. So which means they're allowed to run at their maximal pace, and then followed by 30 minutes of the recovery periods. So the sodium bicarbs was the powder will be put, we put it into a gelatin capsules and distribute to the subjects for injections 5 days before the test. So this is a 5 days loading. And similarly to the placebo, we put in the sodium chloride and then we requested the into the gelatin capsules, and then we asked the subjects to intake it 5 days prior to the consecutively prior to the 5 days before the experimental trials. So once they complete the 5 days loadings, they come to our lab and then they run for 30 minutes of 65% of VO2 max, and then followed by 30 minutes of the distance running. And then we get them to to rest in our lab, and we monitor the 30 minutes of the recovery periods and want to see what is happening with the 5 days loadings of sodium bicarbs. So same what we have done, we monitor their heart rate every 5 minutes during the trials, VO2, RPE, blood glucose, lactate, USG, urine pH, rating of abdominal discomfort, rating of gut fullness at this various timing. So what we found, our result shows that the distance covered for the 30 minutes maximum distance run in the sodium bicarbs trials was approximately 800 meters further than the placebo trials. We are quite happy to see that. And this result associated with a greater blood lactic level. And you can say they started with the lactic level below 2, and then at the post-exercise, the lactic level in the sodium bicarbs trials is higher. But when it comes to recovery, after 30 minutes of recovery, it seems like the subjects during the sodium bicarbs trials, they can recover better. The lactic levels drops more as compared to the placebo trials. So this also again indicated that the sodium bicarbs it helps in increasing the buffering capacity and facilitates the removal of the hydrogen ions associated with lactic acids from the muscle cells into the bloods. So conclusions. So we are happy to conclude that the chronic sodium bicarbs injections with the 0.5 gram of body weight has ergogenic benefits to prolong running performance and recovery in the trained athletes, the trained runners. And it helps in increasing the buffering capacity, like we have mentioned just now, and it helps in performance. So I have some take-home message. So from these 3 studies. So taking a sufficient quantity of sodium bicarbs, baking soda, before the events or training or competitions makes the muscles and blood less acidic during the event, and it can enhance the physical performance. So from our first studies, it shows that if you're aiming for a high intensity, but you're having a group of athletes which is a recreational level, not highly competitive level, maybe you can consider to give a 0.2 gram of body weight of sodium bicarbs 90 minutes prior to the competitions for them to take in. Or if let's say you're considering you have a group of well-trained athletes, endurance type athletes, you can consider to prescribe a 0.3 gram of kgs of body weight 60 minutes prior to the exercise. If let's say you're worried of any gastro discomfort problems, so maybe chronic injections 5 days prior to exercise testing is a good another good idea for ergogenic benefits to prolong running performance and recovery. This is most important. And this sodium bicarb is legal and is permitted by WADA. So this can be safely taken by all the athletes. All right. And if let's say any of the athletes or coaches here or any trainers, you think that you would like to try using this substance, the sodium bicarb, you should try before the competitions or maybe during the training, not just try directly during prior to the competitions, because some people might respond differently. Just like the subjects in my studies, some responded very good. They have no complications at all. But some of them they complain gastro discomfort. They feel like a bit bloating, fullness. So it would be good that let your athletes or let yourself you try it first whether you're okay, you're comfortable with the sodium bicarbs, and then only you use it during the actual competitions. So the dosage should be about 20 to 30 grams, which we always use by kg using your body weight. Just like for examples, if your athlete is 70 kgs, so you're prescribing a 0.3, so it should be a 21 gram. So we base on the body weights to prescribe to the athletes. All right. And like the wife says, you might have some side effects. So it depends on whether you're okay with the injections. But so far, my athletes, they just claim that there's a bit of discomfort. So, but after the 60 minutes prior to exercise, they are fine. They are fine to go, to run, to perform the exercise. So that probably they need some time to adapt with the dosage. But somehow, when we use the gelatin capsule for the 5 days loading, we have no problems at all. So when they come to our lab and they run on our treadmills, they did not complain anything of gastro discomfort. So we think that probably the 5-day injections is a good option. First, they don't have to taste the sodium bicarbs. I have mentioned that the taste is not so good. You have to mix with some sweeteners and some other flavor. But if you put it into the gelatin capsule, there shouldn't be any problems because you just have to swallow it. Or you have to think of the way how to make it more edible. All right. So we are thinking to in our labs, we are working forward on this future research, because since that there are not many studies have done on the effects of sodium bicarbs in Western training. So we will work on that. We also will look into more comprehensive research design. So we will look into the acute and chronic supplementations we give it to the same subjects and we see what are the to get out. We have to get the correct supplementation protocols, which is the best for the athletes. Okay, thank you very much for the presentations. If you have any questions, please kindly let me know.
Thank you. Thank you very much for such a nice, mind-blowing, brainstorming session. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And Louis and her, really, I really appreciate from bottom of my heart this session, because we don't know anything about this. Being a sportsman, I think Anjali might know the students, those who are interested in athletics or cycling or any other sports activities, they should know about the fatigue and lactic acid and pH factor, and then this baking soda and all these the circulations and all these chemical the reactions in our body. And I think thanks for this very good session. And I think I just request all my participants, if you're having any questions, I think the ma'am will answer to them. Over to ma'am. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
I don't think, ma'am, there are some questions from any participants. If somebody will have some questions, they will keep in chat box.
Okay. I think that if we talk about the global and world competition, sports competition, and this just important things now expressed by ma'am on sodium bicarbonate, then neutralize acid to enhance the sports performance. I think it's quite effective, and it will, I think, enhance your sports culture and sports performance also. I think it's very interesting session, and again, thanks for this. And just I want to ask one question. In between, there is one word she used, or ergogenic effect. What is that, ma'am? Please.
Sorry, what you say? Chronic effect?
Ergogenic effect. What's that?
Is something that you can use to enhance your performance. For example, people are using the compression pads for exercise, and they claim that it can improve the blood circulations. So that compression pad is the ergogen. It has the ergogenic effects. So now we are looking at the supplementations to enhance performance. So the supplementation, it has the ergogenic benefits.
Yes, so that's you're talking about the nutritional supplementation for health and for the sport performance. And your research is on music and sport performance. Can you tell something about that, if you are having?
Yeah, because I have some background in music, and my previous sports is rhythmic gymnastics. So I can relate music, sports, but when it comes to my master's and PhD studies, somehow both of my supervisors, they are focused in endurance performance and thermal regulations. So no choice. I have to switch my interest into thermoregulations. So somehow you can see, I mean, some of my studies that we had conducted in our lab, we combine the ergogenics effects, nutritional supplements effects, and with the thermoregulatory studies. So which means in our lab, we have the heated lab, and then we get our subjects to run under the hot conditions, and then we look at different supplements, different ergogenics benefits which can help in enhancing performance. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the studies we have done is we putting on our runners or cyclists in the lab with the heated lab, and then we put on different musics, and then we get them to cycles because we want to simulate someone's like athletes in Asian country. They are having the hot environment. So how does the hot environment affects the performance? Is it with the musics, different type of musics, different tempo, different pace? Can improve, can motivate them to go further, to train further. Yeah.
Okay,
so
thank you. There will be
we combine the different elements together. Yeah, because looking at singular effects are probably not so much. So we're trying to simulate the actual environment and putting what are the best for the athletes. This is what we are currently doing. Yeah.
Okay, I think, ma'am, that there should be some differentiation for the music and sport performance.
Yes,
A
yes,
different
definitely.
one, a separate session for that. Yes, yes, very interesting. You express your views on hypohydration and regulation and the heat. Thanks
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Yeah, some Savita is raising her hand. Savita, is there any chat question or? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. There is a
Yes.
chat question on Sudhakar Rao Thithe.
Okay, can you visualize who in there, ma'am? Just we can see and
Yeah.
answer.
I scrolled down from the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a questions. They say whether it is allowed to take sodium bicarbs.
Yes.
60 before. Is it not considered? No, it's not, because these sodium bicarbs, as I mentioned, it's not banned by WADA, so it's okay. No
Okay.
issues as long as your body can adapt with it. Let's say some people you're fine with the sodium bicarbs, and some people you're not used to the taste. Probably you're not get used to it. So you need to try. But why we think that sodium bicarbs is a good, something good to try on, because it is not expensive. The most important thing, it is not expensive. You can just mix it with any of your drinks, as long as you can cover the taste. Or like I say, you can put it into the gelatin capsules, so that and you can just take it in. And if you're aware of the sodium bicarbs, actually is produced by our body naturally. But the thing is, we don't produce that much. All right. So with the extra,
One more question, ma'am.
yeah.
One more
So
question
that you can have
from
counter
Chandra
effects.
Thakre.
All right, another one, patients of the sodium bicarbs with pH of blood. Yeah, sodium bicarb is the alkaline agent. So when you're exercising, your pH level drop. Your pH level drop because of the lactic acid accumulations. So when you take in this sodium bicarbs, it kind of increase the pH level. So it neutralizes it, so that when the pH level is low because of lactic acid accumulations, and you take in the sodium bicarbs, so it back to the normal. So your muscles, your hormones, your enzymes, your electrolytes can work optimally. If let's say something is imbalanced, muscles is too acidic, so you will see that it will inhibit the release of calcium from your bodies, and then you inhibit the muscles contraction, so you can't perform well. So that's why you claim that, oh, I'm tired, I can't work, my muscles is tired, right? Okay, any more? I have another questions on the role of the BCAA and the creatine involved, and how is again, actually all the supplements, you have to look into what are the dosage that you're taking in, what are the activities that you're taking in. If let's say you are mixed martial artist, so we also need to know that how intense is your exercise, whether you really need a creatine to help you in the exercise in terms of performance. So it is better, like I say, look into your body size, look at the intensity of the exercise, then only you will know that the substance or the supplements, whether it's suitable for you or not. I can't give you, yes or no, but I need to know that your actual training conditions, your background. Just like we clearly identify this dosage is suitable for recreational, this is for elite. But in generally, you can try, but you have to try on the dosage. We have to work out. That's why we need a physiologist to look through. We work together with nutritionists. What can work the best, right? Is there any side effects for daily? You don't take it when you don't need it, right? if you know that you're having a high intensity exercise for training, then of course you will take it. But if let's say you're having a moderate intensity, just very mild, and why you have to take the sodium bicarbs? Correct? We only take it when we need it. All right. One more. Okay. Creatine. All right. All right. Okay. I think I answer most of the questions.
Oh my God. What is the source of?
Yeah, I think I solved all the questions. Thank you very much for your for all of you listens to me. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a very nice session, ma'am. And really keep smiling, be healthy.
Yeah.
Smile is very good. Yeah, really. But half of the pain just relieved due to your smile, really very nice. And definitely one can, we assure you all that sports on behalf of the sportsman and Anjali Thakre ma'am, then definitely they will think all this on this session, and definitely they will be well acquainted, well equipped with this knowledge to their students. And I think, Anjali, do you want to say anything?
Hello, ma'am. Thank you very much. The topic of sodium bicarbonate neutralized acid of enhanced sports performance was very informative and fruitful. Thanks, Dr.
Thanks for
J. Thank you very much.
inviting me.
Thanks for your cooperation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Be
thank
healthy, be safe. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you
Thanks
very
a
much.
lot.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
nice day. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Bye.
you too.
Thank you. See you soon, ma'am.
Yeah, see you. See you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to call Dr. P.S. Sai, who is our organizing secretary of this international online seminar cum workshop. Dr. Sai, sir.
Thank you, Sachin. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, humble greetings to the holy memories of Dr. Bhausaheb Deshmukh, myself, Dr. P.S. Sayer, the organizing secretary of this international online seminar and workshop. In these 2 days, we have listened to so many dynamic and inspiring speakers whom words will definitely make a positive changes in our lives. Today, also we have witnessed to such speakers who guided and motivated us by their knowledge in their fields. I would like to thank very dynamic persons, Mr. Prasanna Chandra, Dr. Rosita Herdani, Dr. Shailendra Devlankar, and Dr. Lair Hui In for sharing their valuable views and informative presentation. I would also like to thank our today's chairperson, Dr. Smita Deshmukh, Principal Shivaji Arts and Commerce College, Amravati, Dr. Varsha Deshmukh, Associate Professor, Dr. Punjab Rao Deshmukh Law College, Amravati, for broadly concluding the today's topic to us. Thanks to all participants who are constantly online with us from the morning. We would also like to thank Dr. Anjali Thakre, Principal of Shri Shivaji Physical Education College, all supportive staff, and my colleagues member for their efforts. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. See you all tomorrow on our third day of online seminar and workshop. Till then, take care you all. Now, hand over my Mr. Sachin. Thank you all much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Smita, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, ma'am. Have done. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am, for your cooperation.
Okay.
Kind
Okay.
cooperation and
Best wishes.
support.
Okay, and best wishes for tomorrow's session.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. Thank you very much. I'm Sachin. I would like to share something for tomorrow's seminar and workshop. The link for the tomorrow program you will get on your mail ID as well as on your WhatsApp link by today evening. At the same time, we are sending you the feedback form link for today's session. Yesterday also we sent you for last session. If it is possible, I request to all of you to fill up that feedback form. That link I am going to send you on WhatsApp group as well as on your personal mail ID also. So please note down or regular check your WhatsApp group as well as your email ID also, register mail ID. Thank you everyone. Have a great day to you. See you tomorrow morning. Bye bye.